Doesn't count that we follow our own freaking campaign. That's not how this works.
It most certainly does.
No.
Yes,
No.
it do.
Okay.
You still get views, don't you?
We're rolling.
Welcome back to Heroes of Hollowrock, episode 6. Yeah, 6. And we have a newcomer here that will be introduced here shortly. Ryu, say hello.
Hi.
Of course, I can't stand another session without Dave, so Dave will be played impromptu by me. Just letting you know, Dave. You need to get your shit together and get back in here, because I'm lonely, man. Miss you, bro. We have Ellie, we have Nix, and we have the newcomer Grog the Barbarian. Last night's session, we ended off
I catch.
miraculously stopping a war and simultaneously nuclear incubating a pseudo-dragon's egg. This pseudo-dragon has been named Kalar. It is
He's my baby.
very much so imprinted on Nix.
He's my baby.
It's the baby. That being said, Vigo has elected to guide you back to his side of the Vasa mountain range, and you're going to go to Vasa Soul Keep. And I'm kind of believing that I should just kind of time skip you about a few hours in a day. That way y'all can recover, because y'all have been fighting prior to this for 2 days solid. 2 days. Everybody tired. Everybody ready for bed. So what we're going to do is you're going to wake up.
Do we hear a livestock?
Yeah, Vigo did take all that. He was like slowly picking apart your camp, which I found hilarious now that I think about it, is that
He failed to put us to
those
sleep.
perception he did fail to put you to sleep, but he was taking your livestock, took everybody from your encampment.
That's what
And
the you didn't notice it. We were missing the fact that we had people missing. I had no idea.
It was going to be like a level 17 type difficulty, so I needed a 17 or up for y'all to have spotted it. But it works out because Ellie fired a flare across the battlefield and it illuminated everybody. That being said, Ellie, Nix, both of you wake up in a chamber that is well decorated. Decorated. The walls are smooth, polished granite. The lights in the room are glowing crystals that have emerged from the peaks and look like they've been shaped by a master artisan. And it's just a faint blue glow emanating from each one at each corner of the room. There's a desk, a few things, and some lockers. Outside you can hear footsteps, and it sounds like a little bit of a high traffic area. The clank of armor and hammers hitting chisels, stone breaking and being moved around. It sounds like you're in a pretty active area, but you're off on one of the offshoots of it, so it's not like it's right outside your bedroom door. As you wake up, what are y'all doing?
Kalar.
So the first thing you do as you wake up...
What? What's up?
Oh, nothing. They're watching football, and everybody's talking to each other separate off from me, so...
Where's your boyfriend?
Watching football and talking to Addie.
Whack him upside the head.
So...
Do you need me to whack him upside the head? I can go out there and whack him upside the head. I might have to go whack someone upside the head, guys. Just sec. Do you need me to go whack him upside the head?
Yeah, it's okay. I was just seeing what you were doing.
Or we're just playing D&D? It's not any more interesting than anything going on out there for y'all.
Have fun. Okay, move it over.
Whack him upside the head. He deserves it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna do more than just whack.
Valid, fair and valid, balance.
I almost see her as a sister. That is Kate.
Bye.
Like her.
Wait. Floof.
Yes.
For the server that we're in, can you add a channel for songs?
Yes, I can. I'm not going to do that at the moment, but I will.
Thank
Remind
you.
me later.
Damn.
Do you want me to do it right now? I mean, I can. I was just writing down a recipe right now.
Not right now, if
Okay.
you can't.
I mean, I can. Do you want me to call
But
it?
there
the
is a
thing
song I
if
am
it's
listening to. Ow!
Hold on, I got it.
Somebody got a pistol bite.
No, I was spinning it on my finger, and I just smacked it onto my wrist.
Oh, you know the rule is don't do that.
Screw you. Hold on.
Are you
I
ready, Nix?
made a channel. There you go.
If I can get it. No.
There's your channel.
Okay, I'm failing now for some reason. Okay, good. Because I'm sending this song that I am
I
currently
wrote
listening
that
to. 'Cause
save
it's
fail.
great.
Save fail.
Go ahead. Continue. Sorry. Wasn't trying to interrupt you. Someone just walked in my room. I had to pause.
Let me find the blank stone map. Yeah. Because I'm not an artist and I'm kind of feeling a little lazy tonight, I'll do it tomorrow or the next session we have.
You don't have to.
You, immediately upon waking up, you're looking for Kalar.
Yes.
You hear a voice in your head kind of echo into yours as well, Ellie. But it says 5 more minutes. And you see Kalar kind of roll back over to the edge of the bed and wrap a wing around his head. Ellie, what are you doing?
May I go find blacksmith?
You may. So are you gonna leave Nix in the room with Kalar?
Yeah.
You taking Vix with you?
Should I?
That is completely your call. Just know that I am probably gonna make something happen. Either way.
Suggested bring Vix.
I'm bringing him or her. It.
We've been calling it a
So
her.
as
I don't know why.
you and
It's a box.
as you and Vixen exit the chambers that y'all slept in last night, you are greeted by the sight of dwarves kind of just shuffling about up and down. It's not packed, but it's pretty well populated in here. Above you, the great cavern above your head is just littered with those same crystals, shaped and formed, and at the center, there's one crystal floating, suspended by some form of animus or magic that you're not familiar with. And it's illuminating in a solid purple. Just a light, shimmering, prismatic purple from the center of this gigantic crystal in the room. To your right, you see different tunnels and pathways, some lined with mine carts, some lined with just footpaths and banquet halls. And you see pretty much everywhere you look a craftsman plying their trade. You've got people shaping stonework, you've got people forging weapons, you've got people judging the quality of some of the minerals that are brought up in the mine carts. Anything that you could think happening with stone is happening here in Vasa Soul. from behind you, you hear a voice that sounds familiar as Vigo approaches you. As he approaches, he kind of clears his throat to get your attention. As he does so, he says, "Excuse me, had to sneeze, had to mute, otherwise I'd be clipped again." I don't know why we're laughing about that. That's not funny. As Vigo approaches you, he clears his throat and asks, "Well, Knife here, you just gonna sit here and stand in the way, staring at everything around you?"
Well, I'm sorry. I'm admiring the beauty of your town.
Vigo looks a little taken aback by that, and he kind of almost looks abashed by it, and he's like, well, I suppose you would know a little bit about handy craftsmanship. And then he kind of steps to the side, looking behind you. Is there anything that you're looking for here today?
I have to figure out how to word this. Well, I'm looking for a shop that would have tools that would be able to help me make a attachment for my weapon.
He kind of holds his hands out and looks pointedly at your rifle, and he wants you to hand it to him.
Okay.
You just gonna hand it to him? You cool with that?
Yeah.
So he takes takes your weapon, and he kind of looks it over, and he's looking at the craftsmanship of it, and you see him kind of tweaking some things here and there, but nothing too serious. Just kind of going over it and making sure everything's in its proper functioning order. As he hands it back, he asks you, "What are you really looking to put on this weapon?"
A scope.
Trying to make them far shots, are you?
I'm trying to be more
Kinda not.
accurate.
Trying to be more accurate. We've had too many close calls.
Yeah. Also, I should probably clean the weapon as well. Because I haven't done that yet.
He says, "If you follow me, I'll take you somewhere. I'll take you down to our artisans and our
Also,
weaponsmiths."
while we're walking, do you mind telling me what was on the side of the mountains howling?
Vigo kind of pointedly avoids the question. Roll me a perception check. Let me see what I roll against that. Boop. Oh, that's too far. Hold on. I'm too tall. Can't reach.
Atlas. Stop.
Still too tall. Still can't reach. What the hell? Oh, I guess I don't get any smaller. There we go.
You're also floating.
I was gonna say, you're sitting a good, like,
Oh, hold on.
couple feet above the ground.
Let me do this real quick. Sometimes this avatar is a little wonky. Am I still floating?
Your
Yes.
feet are not touching the ground whatsoever.
Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. Y'all get classic pro. Why am I on the floor all of a sudden? What the fuck?
Hey.
Okay. So, I rolled a 4, and you rolled an 11, I believe.
Yeah.
So you can definitely tell that Vigo looks very unwilling to talk about what was on the mountain. And he kind of just gives you, there's many things out here on the mountains, lass. You need not concern yourself with one or the other.
Well, then tell me about all of them, so I know what I'm dealing with whenever we leave.
Roll me a persuasion, D20. Wow, okay, fine. He gives you a look before finally saying, there's some of the things here in these mountains that have been cursed for a very long time. And most of those things are better left as stories and myths, lest other people go poking about where they shouldn't. And given that you have a meeting, and he kind of looks up at the giant crystal in the middle of the room, in just a few short hours, I would probably be more focused on how you're going to enforce the peace that you somehow negotiated last night between Vasa Sol and Vasa Loon.
Listen here, I will figure that out when I get there, because I have no idea.
He kind of claps his hands together. See, that's what I'm saying. So you don't really have time to focus on anything else right now. As he takes off, he says, "Follow me. I'll lead you to the weaponsmiths."
You really don't want to tell us, Proto. Damn.
No, I don't. So as y'all walk this way, we come back to you, Nix. You are still in the room. I picture like laying over the top of Kalar, like a dish rag, just kind of like.
I'm gonna do what my mama always either threatened or did do, depending on whether you actually listened and got out of bed or not. And get a cold cup of water.
Ah, yes.
That's...
Describe to me this scene. I need to hear it from your voice. I gotta hear this.
So I don't know that ice necessarily existed back in this time, but I do know that we're up in the mountain.
You
Mountain
can use
water.
magic.
Mountain water is naturally cold. I don't need to make it any
It
colder
is.
than it is. So I'll just take a cup and go find a stream outside real quick. Then I'm gonna come back in and I'm gonna dump this shit all over this fucking dragon.
Alright. I see we're choosing violence first thing in the morning.
I am tipsy and I am getting this little ass hat out of bed. We got shit to do.
Roll me a perception check. Damn it. So,
Excuse you.
in the back of your head, you hear or feel more like a mental growl. Almost as if somebody has listened to your internal machinations of dumping water on them.
You better be out of
And then
bed
you
before
see-
I get back, or you're getting it dumped on you.
You hear a
Does anyone
louder
know how much
growl.
gold we have?
I have the number somewhere.
It was 1800 something, I believe.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Because I just thought of that. I'm like, wait, what happened to all of that?
It's in your bag. What do you mean? What happened to it?
I know that, but like, how much do we have specifically?
1,150.
Ooh, I was being generous.
Mm-hmm.
See, y'all have 1150, and technically, It's just the two of you.
Somebody had used some at one point, but I didn't get the number down when that happened, and I don't know how much they used.
They use
They
their
used
own money,
it
and
in
then
the gin.
No, because Pudger
the
had
city
bought
of
something at
Opolis.
some point, and we gave her permission to use. Oh! No, I know why I didn't deduct it.
Yeah. Because it technically went back to you once the gin was...
That's not what I meant. She never actually bought it.
Oh.
He never
Mhm.
actually bought it. He walked out, remember?
That's right. The Lorax was like, I want that one. And they just walked out with that. I'm gonna leave
Granted,
now.
he did try to pay. It is their fault for ignoring him. But then again,
Fair.
Yeah.
they didn't need the money. They didn't need it. They were dead.
So, you hear Kalar finally just harumph and roll out of bed. And in your head, you hear, so rude, very needy.
You're like a whiny teenager,
you-
damn you.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, that wasn't very high.
You can't be certain. You can't be certain. But Kalar's head looks a little bit bigger.
You grown
That
already.
being said,
Why is he?
where are you going,
He
Nix?
paid. That's a good question. Where are we going?
Going to the banquet halls? You want to go see if you can get you some weapons or something?
Hmm.
I mean, I want to get some armor because I currently have none.
I wouldn't use it anyways. Please.
I
I run around without proper clothes on in my own house. Why would I care about putting clothes on my character?
I know, it's so frustrating. At least armor your character.
because you could ask a dwarf to see if you could make some
Cool.
armor that would
I don't know what that roll was for, but
shift while you wild shift in a way where it would move to
Nah.
cover you up whenever you change different forms.
I'm not worried about it.
That's a good idea, actually. Thank you for that. Oh, it's not for your benefit,
'Cause I'm-
it's for mine.
Kalar, you want
Why?
a spicy drink?
Okay.
You want a spicy drink?
Do
Come on. No, we're not getting the
You-
dragon drunk.
you hear an almost echo of the word spicy drink, liltingly like a question in your head.
I promise it tastes horrible, but it does wondrous things.
Oh, no.
And you were talking about me putting a collar on the child.
You're not putting a
You
collar
get
on my
the child
child.
drunk. I corrected it to necklace, good lord.
Still not putting a collar on my child.
Or a bracelet.
He's my child. We're
It'd
not
be made
collaring
out
my
of
child.
gold.
We're not collaring my child.
Are
Stop,
you-
stop
you-
doing it. I'm asking
Are
Kalar, do you want a
walking
drink?
towards Kalar you feel a sense of maybe caution or like a questioning of the intent behind this spicy drink. But you feel a confirmation in your head that they will follow you wherever you go.
Let's go to the bar. It's too early in the morning for this.
Roll me. Nah, that's
She
fine. You don't
can't
need
go to the
roll one.
bar. She has to get to the meeting as well.
Yeah, you do.
Are you
have
sure that's a
meeting.
wise
No.
decision?
You're out doing
I'm
shit
not
as
saying
well.
shit.
I'm allowed
Yes,
to drink.
but you're gonna be drunk while going to this
I won't.
meeting.
I won't be drunk. Just tipsy.
Get ready.
But the dragon will.
The dragon will be fine.
Do you think it's wise to have a drunk dragon?
He'll
at a
be
meeting?
okay. He'll be okay.
Uh-huh. Sorry, playing with this gun is so damn fun. I don't know why. Gosh.
I was told to roll perception, and I don't know why.
No, you don't have to. I'm not gonna make you roll a perception. As you step out into the hallway with Kalar in tow, you see that most of the doors that are kind of shuffling about are given a very wide berth to you and Kalar. They're kind of giving you like side eyes, but they're giving you a pretty decent berth of space, trying not to get too close to what should be the size of a chihuahua, but is not.
I dare someone to give him
Wyvern.
or
Dragon.
myself a dirty look. I'll flip them all off. Fucking bitches.
It's not so much as they're giving dirty looks. They're just like, I'm gonna steer
Caution.
clear. Yeah, it's more of a sense of caution that you're getting from them.
It's a dragon. A baby dragon.
You hear in your head, I wonder how they
Silly
taste.
dragon.
So do I, Kalar. So do I. We can't eat them, though.
But
Hold
do you
on,
say that
I-
out loud or inside your head?
No, I'm saying it
Yeah,
out
I'm gonna make a note of that. That's one.
One what?
Not for you to know. You make your way following a dwarf that's carrying a silver dome platter, and from your background growing up in kind of a royalty household, you know that there's food under that dish. So you follow them to the banquet hall where you roll me your perception check. You and Kalar both. So roll twice. Kalar doesn't know what's happening or anything going on, which is kind of fair. They're still a baby. But you look around and you see this hall is packed with people coming and going. There's food lined up and there are servers constantly resupplying this. At the end of one of the tables, in a chair that is far larger than any of the chairs around it, is a burly individual sitting there and double handfuls of bacon and meat and drinking, just going to town at it.
Okay. I'm looking for alcohol.
You want to go talk to him?
I'm looking for alcohol.
All right, roll me a
Yeah.
perception.
Jesus.
Actually, how are you gonna find it? That's how we're gonna do this. How are you gonna find the alcohol?
I could just ask a server. I mean, they're the ones bringing the food everywhere. Is there what
There are plenty
what
of
are they
servers.
called? Like hostess or whatever? I don't know how restaurants here
Uh,
work.
Yeah, hostess.
Just a hostess and hosts.
Ow. Okay, can I walk up to them or are they doing stuff?
They're kind of bustling about, but they're not moving too fast or in too much of a hurry.
I'm gonna bother one of them. Ow.
As you approach, you see one of the hosts standing there. His beard is braided. It's almost comical to see the fine tailoring done to the outfit that he's wearing that signifies him as a host. You see that there's a fork stuck sideways in the beard. In the braid of the beard, there's a fork sideways, and below that, there's a spoon facing the other way.
Are you good,
And
bro?
across both of them, that wasn't me.
No, I'm talking about the guy you're describing.
He's got a knife. They're all very ornate. They're all very ornate. It's like a symbol of what you could say office.
Yeah, you're weird.
As you approach, As you approach, you're calling him weird. That's your modus operandi right now.
Well, the first thing I said technically was, "Are you good, bro?" But yes, I also did indeed say you are weird. Where's the alcohol?
He looks you up and down, and he's like, "You're one to talk." He looks at the pseudo dragon beside you, and he's kind of like, "I hope your manners are better." But he looks back, and he's like, "If you're looking for alcohol, towards the end of that table is a few casks for the rather large gentleman in that direction. I'm sure he'd be willing to split some of it with you. Or not, completely his choice." With that, he turns around and he's like, "The nerve of some people," and he shuffles off.
Not my fault, you a weirdo. I'm gonna go towards the alcohol.
Roll me
So I have to be the ambassador here. Great.
Evasion.
Roll me an evasion.
I don't know which one that is.
D12.
The black one. Okay, so no orange.
Ha!
You hear a fork twang into a wooden timber beside you.
Can I throw something back at him?
Oh my god.
Roll me a perception.
Yeah,
You
there
look
go,
behind you and he is gone. He has disappeared.
He
into
better
the crowd.
stay
But that
gone.
fork.
Well, I'll go over that table. I'll see him again. He's getting mashed potatoes full force in his fucking face.
You hear Kalar kind of snickering in your head.
Come on, Kayla, let's go get some spicy juices.
With that, we approach you, Grog. What are you gonna do? You see this tiefling druid and a dragon approaching.
So I have a question before I get into this.
What's that?
So a tiefling druid and a what?
Oh, I have a dragon with me.
This is an elven artificer. This one
Artificer.
isn't here yet.
Elven art.
Okay.
Yeah, she's out doing stuff.
Felt like I should have asked these questions before we started because I have.
But
no
I've also
idea
got a sword
who
on
was
me,
the
which
what
I
at the time.
intend to enchant with my runes. for
She's
my
doing
bullets.
stuff. She's a little busy.
But I would like to learn more runes from the dwarves later.
Can they do that?
Very real possibility. Very real possibility of that continuing.
Interesting.
Yes,
need to
because right now my
find-
sword is just a sword.
Other druids and learn.
I'm just
actual
gonna be
druid
sitting here
stuff.
enjoying my foods and my booze.
Ugh. Sorry.
Well, this is back to you, Nix. You approach. You notice that there's 4 or 5 large casks of alcohol,
What is
several
it?
empty plates, and even more. It's like a big barrel with a tap
That's
on one
essentially a barrel. It's like the size of this chair.
That's
A keg.
big. I want some of that.
Yes.
Ugh.
Keg
I
is a
feel
good,
like I'm
another
gonna
good
throw up.
description for it. Yeah.
Don't do that.
I'll be good. I would just walk up to him. Sorry, my brain's kind of lagging. Hey, you mind if I get some of that?
What are you going on about, Loss? What do you want from me?
Your spicy juices.
Excellent. Excellent.
Can I get some of them?
My what now?
Your spicy juices.
I don't got none of that, Loss.
You got 4 or 5 barrels of it. Don't fucking lie to me.
Oh, you mean my booze? Sure, help yourself.
So he
Fucking
hands you.
spicy juice. What does the world come into?
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. He picks up with one massive hand and he holds a whole barrel of this up to you.
There ain't no way I'm gonna hold that without falling over. I'm already tipsy.
Roll me a strength check.
That's 6, right? Or 12.
That is
12.
the 12. Yeah.
Ow!
Nope.
Ow!
So you kind of nod thankfully, and you grab it, and as you lean back to try to center your balance on it, you end up just slowly. It's almost tragically slow. And Grug, you're watching this, and you just kind of watch as she falls down like a very small tree.
That hurt.
I fucking need the rest of the people here are weak, but god damn.
Look, I've already had too much to drink, okay? I haven't
As you are
recovered from last night.
as y'all are dealing with this scenario, we come back to you, Ellie, you and Vigo. You've approached what looks like a craftsman that deals in glass and gemstone.
Oh, perfect.
As you approach, Vigo kind of knocks on the work table in front of him, and the dwarf in front of you looks up, looks at you, kind of sneers, and Vigo gives a very slight before the dwarf in front of you kind of just takes a deep breath and is like, "How can I help you? What do you need?" You good?
Yeah, I kind of just pinched my finger.
Ooh.
Fingers, not one. Sorry. I'm looking to make a scope to attach to my weapon.
Well, I'm Nupchoris. The dwarf in front of you has introduced themselves. I'm Nupchoris. I would like to see at least the weapon that I'm going to be attaching it to. He kind of doesn't really look very enthused about it. He's like, "I'm hoping it's not a bow."
No. I'm going to hand him my weapon.
I smell food.
Nut kind of picks it up and starts rotating it in his hands. He's giving it a good once over, and he kind of cuts his eyes at Vigo for a second before looking back at you, and he sets it down on the table and asks, "Why on earth you have something of this quality?" There's two ways you could take this. This could be an insult, or this could be a bargaining chip. So,
In what way did he say it?
he's asking why you have something of this quality.
Is he saying it bad quality or good quality?
Roll a perception check. You aren't really sure how to take it, and you're kind of not sure whether you should be offended right now or whether you should be like, "Oh, well, I made it myself."
And this is what I was talking about earlier. You don't fuck with the dice, because they do this shit.
Yes, they do.
You want to see something funny? That's going to be my lowest roll this night.
No, it's not.
Mark my words, damn it.
Hold on, I'm
Which-
casting my hoodoo.
Which kingdom are we in
So
again?
rolling.
I'm just gonna ask what he
Vasa
means by
Soul.
that.
So he looks at the weapon, and you see him take out a boar brush, and he kind of ramrods through the barrel and pulls it out, and he's looking at the soot and, the unburnt powder. And he kind of looks back at you and he says, it's okay quality. It's not bad, but I've made better. Where did you get it?
I made it. And yes, I know
He
I haven't
looks at-
cleaned it yet.
He looks at you, and you can tell you feel this scrutiny upon your craftsmanship as he starts slowly and methodically disassembling it. He asks you, so one enchanted barrel, and you just, once that barrel is fired, it's done? He's asking about
I'm
how
not
your weapon
putting
works.
his... That's my other weapon.
Oh,
Like,
so you're handing the revolver rifle over.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
So,
Should have clarified that.
oh, you're good. So he looks at it, and he's taking it apart and disassembling it there on the table. And as he looks at it, it's not bad. Are you willing to accept some honest criticism?
Yes. Because to be honest, I have not been hitting things very well with this thing.
As he picks it up, he looks at you and he says, "Is it your first go at making one of these?"
Yeah. Well, technically second.
He kind of nods his head. You feel a little bit of an approval coming from him. For your first go, second even, it's not the worst I've seen. It's actually pretty solid design. But would you
And
mind leaving
this is my
here
first
with
one
me?
as I show him my other one. I did not... Why? I didn't mean to roll that.
That's too bad, because now I'm running with it. As you pull the second weapon up, his eyes light upon the runes inscribed on the barrel, and it's almost like
Barrels,
a hunger
because
has
they're
filled him.
in a satchel.
Yeah, but he's only seen the one barrel yet. Now, as his eyes light upon the runes inscribed on the barrel, and the craftsmanship of the stock, you can feel this engineer's hunger as he kind of reaches for the weapon to see if you'll hand it to him.
Yes, I'm gonna hand it to him.
Dice.
And the other barrels. I'm sorry.
You're wasting our high numbers.
As
You two.
he grabs this weapon and he's looking at it,
You rolled a 5.
it's almost like he's in a trance.
So much
His
for your
fingers
rose gold.
begin to glow as he starts taking it apart. All of a sudden, you hear Vigo start to snicker behind you as a giant rolling gate slams down and a small ticket that says number 4 rolls out and lands in the palm of your hand. You hear from the
What?
other side of the door a muffled voice go, "Come back in a few hours, I'll have you something."
So I don't have either of those now. Okay, that's fine. I still have my sword. And we're not supposed to be in any combat. Question, did I
Vigo
leave him my
turns-
bullets?
You
For my other gun.
roll me a d20. Roll that d20.
Oh, I can't. Hold on.
She had turned gestures off so it would stop freaking rolling at random.
Hold on. Yeah, you've got a full complement of ammunition that you normally carry, and since you didn't show him any of the ammunition, you kept that with you.
Damn it.
Vigo turns to look at you, a smile playing across his face, and he says, "You know, I didn't think there was anything else out here in the world that would get old Nuck excited about anything anymore."
Old Nuck?
Nuck Choris. That is the weaponsmith that you have left your weapon with.
Now what are we going to do? Actually.
Vigo
You
kind
said
of
in a
just
few
waves.
hours, so
Oh, yeah.
would that be after or before the meeting?
It'll be after.
Okay.
Vigo looks at you and he says, "Come with me, lass. We'll take you back to the banquet hall so you can at least get some food in you. It doesn't look like you've eaten anything in a couple of days at the very least."
I haven't really carried around food.
I
That
forgot
being
about
said,
that.
Forgot we need to eat.
narrative declaration. Narrative declaration. Everybody roll that d4 for me.
Oh, that's the wrong freaking thing that I just rolled.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay,
You
that's
roll.
3 4s.
I got a 1. You got a 1.
Alright.
That one.
I am rolling it by
Yeah.
accident.
What did you roll?
You get to make the narrative declaration, Ellie.
What is the declaration for?
Well, if I would have won that, I was going to say, all of a sudden, a loud growl is heard that echoes through the tunnels around you. It is your stomach, reminding you that it is in fact still there, and it does need food.
We haven't fed ourselves in the past 2 days and never thought to think, like, oh yeah, let's take a minute to, like, eat, you know? We've been in the middle of missions, like...
Yeah, neither one of y'all stopped. Nobody stopped to be like, man.
I'm having a
Been
good
fighting.
meal right now.
But we've spent the last
Grog
2
is
or
over
3
there like, yes.
sessions and have not eaten anything in any of them.
Hadn't slept till today.
I was gonna say, the last time we slept was when we were in the woods with, Timothy. That was the last.
Come here.
How long ago was that? That was longer
was
than just 2 days.
3 sessions ago.
I was gonna say, that was longer than 2 days.
I have a question.
Yes.
When she fell backwards with that barrel, since it was a nat 1, did she also break open the barrel or no?
Roll me a d20, Nix.
Oh, good God.
No, it didn't break open.
Okay, because he would have been mad if it did.
This perfectly good booze you wasted.
Yeah,
Guys.
just gotta go to the food, get food.
I'm going.
So,
Because yeah,
Vigo,
that is a thing that I need.
Vigo leads you back to the to this dining area. And y'all have all met up again. Oh, there we go. Y'all have all met up again. As you approach, you see Vigo. You're not supposed to be here yet. Vigo, you see... Oh, wait. Ellie, you see a barbarian, Nyx, and Kalar. Nyx is on her back laying on the ground, currently bear hugging this cask of alcohol.
I haven't bothered to get up yet.
And Kalar is just kind of sat down on his haunches and is just watching this unfold. What happens here?
Go ahead.
One last question. Since she fell over with the barrel essentially on top of her, wouldn't she also have to roll to get up? Yes, I'm
No,
going to
not
be
for
picking
this.
on you this session.
Don't worry, I'll get you back. Go test me. I'm
Oh, I
gonna
know.
get up and
That's what makes
pour
it fun.
some of the booze into a bowl. I'm gonna push it towards Kalar. Go ahead, be late. Go ahead. Take your first sip.
So as you pour this bowl, you hear in the back of you feel rather than hear, in the back of your mind, just kind of a, doesn't smell good.
I'm gonna ask her, why are you giving the child alcohol?
'Cause it's fun.
As
I'm gonna tell the
Kalar walks,
skeletons on you.
Nah.
Kalar walks over and kind of gingerly sits down in front of the bowl, looks at it, looks back at you, Nix, looks back at the bowl, looks at you, Ellie, then looks
I'll
at
pour
you,
myself
Grog.
a cup and take a sip in front of him just
I'm
to
gonna
make him
take a
feel
big
better
swig
about
and
it.
give him a smile.
Yes! Encouragement.
The two of you roll me persuasions on your d20.
Bad
Look at you rolling
roll
a
to
freaking
counter that.
4.
You can, hold on.
Shush.
Oh.
Damn, y'all are boring.
So, Kalar kind of gets the feel from you that you wouldn't lead him to anything poisonous, but he keeps his eyes on you as he kind of dips his snout in the bowl, and you see it drain pretty quickly. You hear in the back of your head, "Oh, that's awful, but it's so warm."
Spicy juices, Kalar. Welcome to.
Another bowl. That's all you hear.
I'll pour him another bowl. Why not? Why,
Give him
why not?
food. Give him food before you give him more alcohol.
Give him another bowl.
Because I'm sure he's hungry.
I'm gonna toss him a leg of roast boar. Or something.
Kalar looks at you as you toss it to him and catches it. Get out of here. Catches it out of the air, and you hear in the back of your head, Grog, "Thank you."
The fuck was
In the
that?
That, my friend, was Kalar.
You also hear, "What is fuck?" in the back of your head.
Don't you worry about that one.
It's when a mommy and
Okay.
a daddy.
Y'all can roll to interrupt that. Y'all can roll, please. Roll to interrupt this
5.
conversation.
Do I need to roll?
Yes,
Yeah,
roll.
roll. 9.
Roll to resist this. Grog, it's
Oh,
up to you.
fix it.
How do you want to stop her from continuing this conversation?
Exactly what I just said.
Don't you worry about that one. You'll find out when you're older. Just kind of happens.
Mommy and daddy.
Don't you sully my baby. As this continues, Kalar kind of wanders over and just kind of is stuck her head on the table. You can tell there's a little bit of a wobble, and it's almost like an area of effect. As Kalar's gotten a little inebriated, the people around, the dwarves around Kalar, start acting inebriated. It's almost like she's projecting this inebriation to those around her.
That's so cool.
Oh
Can
my
I roll
god.
to resist? I'm a big guy after all. Probably gonna take
Roll,
a bit.
roll me a d12.
Oh my
12.
god. Ugh. It reminds me of a character off of My Hero Academia, his quirk is called Sloshed. And so if he's drunk, everyone else around him is drunk.
The two of
Oh,
you
good
roll
lord.
d12s as well? And I'll roll one for
Ah,
Vigo, because
fuck.
that poor guy didn't understand. Oh, okay.
Dave, roll for Dave.
Do I have to roll for the
Dave,
Mimic? Because I'm
you
holding
haven't
the
seen
Mimic?
Dave yet. Dave's not here yet.
Because I have the Mimic with me.
Yes, roll for Vixen
Oh
as well.
god, Vixen.
Oh,
Damn,
no.
she can.
Hold
Vixen
on.
can hold their alcohol better than I can.
Let me roll for overall. Oh, no. So, with the exception of you, Grog, because you were already, on your way up to getting drunk. So this doesn't really affect you. Nixie, you feel kind of drunk.
I already felt
Ellie.
kind of drunk.
You're kind of drunk.
I rolled a 1.
You're very drunk. Vixen
Listen, we
is
correct
kind of
you on
just...
that.
Vixen's kind of just hopped up on the table, laying on her side. She's just got her tongue out, and she's reaching for plates of food while people are still eating, and just slowly scooting the plate back before chewing on it and burping the plate back out on the table.
Can I roll perception to see if the bastard's around?
Roll me a perception.
Damn.
Nope.
You quickly dart your head around, and you feel like you faintly saw the flash of the knife, the fork, and the spoon in somebody's beard. But you can't really be sure that that's what you were seeing, and you kind of let it go for now.
I'll find him eventually.
Vigo
He'll regret.
Vigo walks up, and you can tell Vigo's a little bit sloshed, as he's like, "Listen, lass and gentlemen, we got a very important meeting. We gotta get it together. It's for the future of our people. We got this."
I'll go pick up the dragon.
Roll me a strength. You see Kalar, he's kind of got his head stuck in a bowl of food, just kind of lazily eating. You see a tongue reach out and kind of just pull food in before the head starts bouncing from chewing the food. You walk up and you scoop up Kalar and you're staggering. Roll me another d12 real quick.
Wouldn't technically, or at least for future reference, would have had to roll with disadvantage.
I don't do disadvantage in this session unless it's something like mission critical. This is more just story building.
Okay.
There will be disadvantages coming up.
I know
Be
what
prepared.
you're referring
I didn't
to.
think. Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna do it like this,
Expect
but
the unexpected.
yeah. How many bowls did you pour for Kalar?
Ooh, I
Describe
believe.
this bowl.
What do you mean describe the bowl? It's a bowl.
How big is the bowl?
How big is it?
I just grabbed
Because a bowl could be anything from
Well,
just
think of
like
like
your standard small
a
paper bowl to
bowl
something that
that
holds
someone
like
would use at a restaurant.
food for a group of people.
What would
Roll me a d12.
they
Okay.
a 12? Is it 10?
As you stumble away, you're carrying Kalar. Vigo's kind of leading the charge up. Grog, are you gonna follow? Ellie, are you gonna follow?
Sure,
I
why not?
need
But
to
I'm picking
eat,
up
damn
two of
it.
my kegs and taking them with me.
Noted. You have 2 kegs with you. That's good. You have not eaten yet. Do you want to try to snatch something as you're walking past?
Yes.
Roll me a sleight of hand. That'll be your D12.
Why is it a sleight of hand? I'm not stealing. I'm taking food to eat with me.
We gotta pay.
I mean, if it was
That's a
already
20.
paid
Oh,
for,
I'll take it.
Nat 20.
I'll take that 20 instead of a D12. God forbid y'all haven't had a D20 in a minute. So as you
I had
are
one for the
walking
boop.
out, you did have
Yeah.
one for the fucking boop. You walk past and you see a dwarven host carrying one of those silver platters. You just reach over and you kind of like scoop it so perfectly they don't even see it. That elven just grace as you walk past, you just scoop the whole platter, the dome cover and all, and you start walking out following Vigo. As you go, you're eating everything that's on this plate. And because you rolled a D20, I'm going to give you a +2 to your persuasion. It's important later. And you will be a little bit more sober, is basically what that's going to do for you. Since you're kind of drunk.
I was talking about.
As you follow Vigo, y'all all start walking up this great stone stairway leading to a set of giant ornate oak doors doubled up over the cave entrance. And as you get there and walk out, the sunlight that streams through is blinding, but the view that you see of the area around the mountains is spectacular. Here on the peaks of Vasa Sol, you look out and you can see the trees, the desert. There's valleys where just nothing but waterfalls and rivers are going. There's deer below you just flocking to and fro. It is a gorgeous sight to see. As Vigo kind of drunkenly turns to face all of you, he looks at everybody and tries to suppress a very unleader-like giggle before
Do you have to roll
saying,
for that?
we have to... No, I'm not rolling for unleader-like giggles. He looks at y'all and he says, we gotta go down there. Looking at this pathway, it's not meant for people who aren't dwarves. It is meant definitely for dwarves to make it down to the bottom of this valley. Each of you roll me a dexterity. D20s from everybody.
can I use that 16 I just rolled to spite her? It's okay if not, but I literally just rolled it. She saw it and shook her head at me.
Stop wasting our high numbers. We need them.
What are you gonna use the 16 for?
I'm gonna punch my way through next to the door and make my own entrance.
So you're going to try.
No.
Well, you're on the outside of a cliff. You're outside the doors now. The path you're taking is going to take you to the bottom of a ravine where you're supposed to
Slide
meet
down it like
Mirax.
it's a water slide.
Roll for that. We can roll for that.
You know what? He's going to grab his axe, alright?
got a
And he's
15
going to
on
set
that
it
roll.
down just like this. And take the little wrappings he has and strap and use as a makeshift snowboard. And
Okay.
go down that way.
I got a
Alright,
15
I
on
see
the
a-
roll.
Roll
I got
me a
16.
d20. You got a 16? Wow, okay.
Mhm.
As Vigo turns to kind
just
of
gonna
tell you to
walk
be
down.
careful, as Vigo turns to tell you guys in a fit of, sudden care and well-being, all he sees is a tiefling druid immediately jump and slide down this hill like a bullet. Vigo looks, she was there, he blinks, she's gone. She is down the hill.
I'm
Yeah,
carrying
she's a
He looks at
Kalar.
you.
All can do
I'm
that.
literally carrying Kalar.
He looks at you, Grog. And
Help
Vigo's
yourself,
like,
Howard's done.
as you take off, it's a little stumbling and a little bit hazardous, but you get the hang of it and you're surfing down the side of this mountain path. Ellie, Vigo looks at you, and Vigo's like, "Lass, please, I'm too old for all of this. I'm not
I'm just
going
walking,
down that
okay?
way." And he said, "Thank God." Oh, what a terrible tragedy it would have been if you'd have took off down the mountain. It'd have made me feel real bad.
Why?
So,
Now you do it just to spite him.
you're
No,
gonna have to roll for that.
no. I'm
doing disadvantage for spite.
I'm sorry. I have to be the most sober one here, I guess.
I'm riding down with a dragon.
Because we are
Okay,
talking
it's
about-
fun.
Making peace between two different countries right now.
I'm making peace. I'm just having fun while I'm
Technically.
doing it. And riding with a dragon.
Ellie, roll me a perception check real quick. D20.
Oh no.
Burger.
Yeah, Ellie.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Burger.
Oh.
You notice as Kalar gets further down the mountain, like a flaming blue bolt of just inebriated wrath down that mountain, you feel yourself start to get more sober, like almost like you never had a drop to drink. And Vixen is not behaving like a lazy loud either.
What about the dwarf next to me?
Vigo
forget his
kind of
name.
shakes. Vigo kind of shakes his head a little bit, and he's like, "Whoa, that was weird. Did not appreciate that. Feel like I was on a bender, but with none of the side effects of it." And y'all both continue your way down the mountain path. As
Can
you
I roll
reach-
another perception to see if I can tell that it was the dragon?
Yes. So I want a. I can't let you have it for that. It'd be like
Damn
a
it.
15 level. You
Okay.
kind of have a suspicion, though. You're like, it was either Nyx just projecting inebriation, or it was that damn Kalar. And you kind of just.
I would not say
Hmm.
that. I want to be nice to the dragon.
As it is, you can't be
Hmm.
sure who it was that was projecting that aura of inebriation. But as you make it down to the bottom of the cliff,
Oh my
and the
god, is it going to
ravine-
affect everyone else at the meeting? This is
as
going to
you
be
and
chaotic.
Vigo- as you and Vigo make it to the bottom of this hill, you see Grog is kind of just laying there on his back, and Nyx is over there giggling madly with Kalar, and you, as you approach, you hear giggling in your head as well. Across, you see a kind of royal guard escort of 4 dwarves in silver armor and Lyrax on the other side of the ravine. And with Lyrax as part of his honor guard, so y'all are all standing over here, y'all over here. Vigo and Ellie, y'all took the long way down. Vixen, please, sweetheart. You see 3 dwarves, Lyrax, and fucking Dave.
Why is Dave with them?
Dave is with Lyrax. You don't know what happened. You don't know how it was even possible. That's a dwarf. That's gotta be short. You gotta put his legs through the table. There you go.
The
That is
Dave.
Dave.
Wait.
As he sees you,
We still have his boot. Because I never gave it back yet.
yes.
He's missing a
As you
boot.
see Dave walk across. You notice he's very excited to see you. But you feel like
I'm gonna
there's
throw the mimic at him.
you
Say,
feel
get your
like
boot
there's
back.
a little bit more than just joy of seeing his friends. But roll me a d12 real quick for that throw. Upon seeing Dave, Vixen lets out, and then without her knowing, you pick her up, and as she's going, you throw her. Dave reaches up one-handed, catches Vixen, turns her upside down, and begins shaking until his boot falls out.
That's mean.
So is feeding. Are you saying that in character?
Yes. Don't shake
You hear
Vixen.
Dave. You hear Dave say, "It's also mean to give her my fucking boot." As she
Well, I
spits
had
up
to
his boot,
occupy her.
find someone else's boot. There's like 7 of us. There's 14 pairs of fucking shoes here.
Well, I'm sorry. Yours are indestructible to this thing.
As he spins Vixen around, Vixen kind of gives out a happy little chirp, and he kind of pats the top of her lid before kind of hooking Vixen onto his belt and just letting her hang out there. Lyrax approaches Vigo, and as soon as they get within a certain distance of you, Kalar, and Nyx, it's like somebody has hit them over the head. All of Lyrax's honor guard have started to kind of just stumble as they work their way up. Dave is doing pretty well. You know, he's an elf, so he's used to drinking kind of a lot. Especially as a hunter. But you can definitely tell that Dave has had a few to tip back. As he approaches, he looks at Kalar and slurring his words. And says, "The fuck is that?"
Dragon.
You hear
All good.
Kalar kind of
Yeah.
in a loudspeaker mode
Oh, that's
through
awesome.
everybody's head says, "The fuck are you?" Vigo looks at Lyrax, who's also stumbling
yeah, I was
around
gonna
drunk,
for a minute.
before kind of meeting him in the middle, as you guys are serving as his honor guard. And they start discussing a few things, you know, wondering if either side kind of slurringly remembers how it even started. What are we even fighting for? What was the thing? It was all over land, but who started it? And they kind of laugh it off, you know, just they're drunk. And all of you know this. For Lyrax sits down and he tells his honor guard to sit down. Y'all all find a spot to sit. Lyrax kind of looks at you, Grog, and he's slurring me. You gonna share that?
That's the plan.
So, as you walk over, you're carrying these
Hold
2
up.
kegs.
He surfed his way down a mountain on a fucking axe, carrying 2 big ass kegs.
That is
Actually, no,
exactly
sorry,
what
pole
happened.
arm.
Axed for him.
Yeah, that's a normal axe for him. Grog don't care.
Grog gives 0 fucks.
For half a moment or more, you kind of hear like Small sputterings of an argument began to form between Vigo and Lyrax, but it always kind of just fizzles out there towards the end. Finally, they're talking about how they should properly divvy up the land and your proposal for building a city
Why
in
don't
the
y'all
desert.
both
Kind
just
of a-
combine your fucking countries and work in unison?
Give me just a second. We're about to get there. Just a second. As they're kind of hammering out these last few details and issuing for peace, is there any... We'll start... Everybody roll me an initiative off your D20s.
Let me put my food down.
You gotta roll,
Uh-huh.
It meets
And
its
7 was
needs,
the lowest roll you
again.
get.
roll again.
Uh-oh. Nix, you decide to issue forth your political power. You are from royalty, after all. You
Cool.
are more than willing
Royalty who threw me out.
Either way, you've been to enough meetings and diplomatic ceremonies. You kind of have an idea of how this should work out. Tell Vigo and Lyrax what they should do. Just tell them your opinion on the matter.
Make the damn city. I don't fucking know. Ugh.
Given that, roll me a d20 for persuasion.
Trade center. I do that.
At least it's
So,
not a 1.
You kind of slurred it all together. You slurred kind of heavy. They heard you. They kind of understand what all those words mean separately. But it just didn't quite get to the point. Ellie, it's your turn. You get to try to make a persuasion and a proposal for how to fix this. Remember, you get a +2 to whatever you roll.
Well, I'm just gonna try to suggest what I just suggested is for them to join their, would it be countries? Technically?
More like clans.
Territories.
Clans.
Clans and territories.
Yeah.
21. So you get a dirty 20 plus 1. You go into this. Do you wanna narrate it, or do you want me to? Okay. You sit down beside them, Ellie, and you look at both of them, and you grab both of their hands, and it's almost like a peaceful kumbaya moment. There's no fire or anything, there's no singing going on, but you grab both of their hands, and you shake them a little bit, trying to get their attention, and you tell them, you know what? What is the purpose of even fighting this war? You're fighting over territory that you could easily share. I don't know what it looks like over at Vassaloon, but I was just at Vassasol, and there is riches beyond measure there. Why not share it? Why not split the territories? Actually, why not have no boundaries at all? You have an opportunity here to bring this entire region into a unified sector where nobody has to feel excluded. There need not be any discrimination against race, creed, or religion. This could be what you guys initiate it to be. Now roll me a d20. You're drunk, so every second word is slurred so badly. that they're kind of piecing it together. Let me roll. Okay, fine. But they piece it together, and they're both excited. You can see even the honor guard from Vassaloon is definitely just for your idea. They're all supporting this idea. They love the way it's come about. Grog, hammer it home.
One second. Sorry, roommate food.
Are you good?
Uh,
Grog thinks the two scrawny men over here should get together because there's bigger beasties out there, and hunting is always fun.
Roll me a persuasion on that. Come on, D20. I'll take it. There's a difficulty 5. After that rousing speech from Ellie, you give that last little bit, and it's like you've stoked a fire. The honor guard from Voss Saloon has come over, and they're all shaking hands with Vigo. They're all just communicating. You're all talking, and everything is going great. Ellie, Vigo, and Lyrax, almost in unison, look to you and say, well, I suppose, since it's your idea, you'll write up some paperwork for it, right?
I guess.
OSHA boys.
With that,
Simply, small man, papers don't work. You write things on them.
with that, roll me a perception. Roll me a perception.
I was already gonna
everybody.
ask for perception. 'Cause I don't. Fuck. One of y'all two better roll high.
12.
Nix, you're watching everybody congratulate each other, watching the end of a war, a blood feud that's gone on for
Hundreds
eons,
of years.
centuries.
Can I borrow
As you,
when you're done describing it, can I borrow you?
yeah. With that, you kind of peek over and you see making their way down the trail from Vossasol
OSHA!
are the 7 skeletons.
OSHA!
The 4 human skeleton boys, led by their charismatic leader in a hard hat, carrying a clipboard and a very, very fancy, like, you've never seen a quill so elegant. It's gold dipped. The nib looks like it's pure black ivory. It's beautiful and clashes completely against the very poorly designed clipboard. Very poorly designed. As they make their way down and breach the perimeter of this inebriating effect, the 3 orc skeletons kind of just shudder and stumble about, and the 3 OSHA skeletons that aren't carrying the clipboard kind of just shake their head side to side. You're not really sure what's going on, and they're a little tipsy. But the hard hat wearing OSHA skeleton makes his way down to you, Ellie. And you can definitely tell as he pats you on the shoulder and hands you this wonderful quill and the clipboard, you see a basic peace truce. Or a peace treaty. Peace truce. Peace treaty written in the most elegant old script you have ever seen. It states pretty much that the two clans of Vassasol and Vassaloon are to cease all hostile actions towards one another. Willingly, they are going to take all the land that each side holds and divest any ownership of it. It also details the building of a city in the central grounds where Opolis used to be.
Osha!
And it gives you a blank space for the name of the city to be made, as well as your signature to be signed as the negotiator of peace terms. And the two signature slots underneath are for Vigo and for Lyrax. So as you sign your name across the line for the negotiator of peace, what is the name of the city that the dwarves will start to build? Sold. The city of...
No, I was... Silence. What are the names of the two dwarven places?
Vassasol and Vassaloon.
What do those mean? Real quick.
It's sun and moon. Vassa
Do you have
is
a
the name
word
of
for
the mountain range.
eclipse?
I got this. Hold on.
Yeah. Nyx is the smart one. She knows all the cool names.
I think they're just Googling it.
Probably. But that's acceptable.
Susceptible?
Acceptable.
You know what? Actually,
Putting my
I
weighted
didn't do it.
blanket
Wasn't
under
me.
my sheet was the perfect plan because it is so cold.
I can faintly hear sirens in the background.
It was you. You did it. We know you did it. Roll a d20 to convince the DM you didn't do it.
Huh?
Roll a d20 to convince the DM it wasn't you. I'm watching you.
It was me. I did it.
D20. Nah, I know better. It's definitely her. He done it.
Well, fine. If I don't have to go within the next 5 minutes because there's a cop at my door.
Just do like what my neighbor does when they come to his door. He doesn't answer, and then they come beat on my fucking door.
Really?
So annoying. Yes. Hey, do you know where he's at? No. Why would I know that?
I mean, you've got a good point. Why would you know that?
This is in
I used to have a roommate that I would
Hellish.
go and prank every so often.
Oh.
Who would hate
But I have a
cops.
question.
I would go up
Can
and
I
I would
roll
knock
a
on his door and
perception
be
real
like,
quick?
I'd knock on his door. I'd be like, LMPD, we need to talk to you. Open up.
I
And
don't
he
know
would
how to
freak the fuck
pronounce
out.
that.
Et Dwy.
That's in Hellish. I don't know, because Draconics
Et
was
Dwy.
weird, and Elvish doesn't have a word for eclipse for whatever reason. Because I tried to do it in Elvish, because elf, but I didn't have a word for it. So then I went to Draconic. They didn't have well, they had a word. It was really weird. So I went to Hellish. That's what we got. Hellish
Et
is
doigt.
tiefling language?
Yep. So, Ellie,
Do you want that,
do you
or do you
agree
want me
that
to
the name
try to
Et
find a
doigt?
different language?
Might find it in Dwarvish.
I tried. Oh, Dwarvish. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I can check that as well. Maybe they have a better word.
Is it okay if I roll perception to see if there's anyone around us?
Yes. What makes you all of a sudden very worried about that?
Fuck, I don't even see them anyways if there is.
Why did you think there was? Dwarvish doesn't have
Because the
it
dangerous things
either.
that the dwarf talked about, and then that fucking arrow.
That's true. Why did you pull out my
Oh,
pen?
somebody remembered.
I'm the yellow boy. I get the yellow pen.
He can't see green. That's why I didn't use the green one.
Mm.
I was just writing out the word though, so we knew how to pronounce it. Dwarvish doesn't have a word. You can
No
just
word for.
yeah, no. Do you want to use that or no? That's up to you. I don't care.
Just gonna stick the pen in the call it a day.
Knocklace.
How do you pronounce it?
Et doy.
Et doigt.
Are you gonna put the name of the mountains in front of it?
Vasa et doigt. I can do that. Ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds magical as shit. I like it. So as you sign across the line, you name the new city to be named Vasa et doigt. As you pass the clipboard to Lyrax, he signs his name. And Vigo, smiling at you, signs his name before handing it back to you. And you hand the clipboard back to the OSHA skeleton. The OSHA skeleton, roll me a perception check. You look, and you see the OSHA skeleton kind of cut his eyes, making sure that nobody's looking, before making direct eye contact with you personally, snapping his fingers. And the clipboard disappears in a puff of blue ethereal magic. Roll me,
Fuck.
give me a roll for a memory check. Where was the last time y'all saw a blue ethereal magic?
Are we all doing
Oh,
that, or
perhaps
just
I should do a little.
Ellie? What was I?
Just you and you. And I'll roll
D20?
one for
Yeah.
D20s. Alright, so 10 was the difficulty level. You look around, Nyx, and you notice a black feather kind of just floating lazily
Wait a minute.
The chest.
before fading it into
the chest.
more of that blue ethereal magical.
The
energies.
raven. From the first
That being said,
session? Session
yes,
0. So the viewers don't even know about this fully because they weren't there for that.
That being said, Ellie, as you watch this, you see behind the OSHA skeletons that the 3 orc skeletons stand upright and immediately start running past the edge of the valley like they've spotted something.
What the fuck?
You hear the sounds of a fight break out.
Grab the baby.
What?
Can I roll to see if I hear it too?
Yes. roll
What'd
me
you
a
say?
perception.
I lagged.
Yes.
Oh,
Fuck.
you see the 3 orc skeletons immediately turn, look, and run through the brush at the edge of the ravine that y'all are in. And then you hear what sounds like a fight breaking out.
Fuck. Grog wants to smash things.
Dave didn't hear this. Only you heard this. And Grog didn't hear this.
Grog
Hold
wants
on,
to
let me roll for
smash things, though.
Vigo.
Can
and
I
for...
gesture to see if I can go follow to the other skeleton?
Yes. Lyrax hears this too and is going to follow you. So you won't have to convince them, but now you must convince those two to come with you.
I just wrote an IT.
If that's what you
Do I
choose to
have
do. You don't have to. But do remember that you are down both of your rifles.
I know that. I still have my sword.
Alright, let's get it on. As you and Lyrax, Vigo kind of just standing there drunkenly, as y'all exit this area,
Where? I did not mean to grab that. How did I grab this?
My rat. You stole my rat.
you see
No, leave my animals alone.
I'll give it back. I want to look at it. There we go.
you see
Uh-oh. What is that? Oh, fuck.
this person hiding with a bow, currently fighting with a sword against all 3 of the orc skeletons.
Kid. I'll roll perception.
You can roll perception.
I failed.
The difficulty 10. But what you do notice is that Lyrax and Ellie have both left the clearing, as well as the 3 orc skeletons. They are gone.
What the fuck, man? Where'd they go?
Grog doesn't know.
We haven't.
Ellie, roll an initiative. As you see, this one person is holding 3 orc skeletons at bay, dodging, parrying, and everything else. You notice that this person is a halfling, and they look to be dressed as almost a sort of an assassin, but able to handle their own in a fight. Your initiative rolled first. Alright. What do you want to do?
I kind of want to go back and grab this one real quick.
So, you're going to go ahead and leave. And welcome to a mechanic that I'm going to slowly work into our session. It's called Attack of Opportunity. Because you are within range of the enemy and you are leaving the area, leaving away from them, they have an opportunity to attack you directly. I'm going to roll a d20 and you roll a d20. As you're trying to leave, you make it just to the edge of the clearing before a snapshot kind of just rocks you. As you fall forward, roll me a d12 2 times. As you fall and stumble out of the clearing, you have 2 daggers sticking out of your back. Roll me a resistance. That'll be your D8. That's the black one, right? D10,
No,
D10.
10. 10's the black.
Both of those daggers were poisoned with the same toxin. Every 2 turns, you're going to take 5 damage. You two roll me a perception check. That drunkenness is not helping you. Kalar is like, what's going on? I'm going to roll a perception for Kalar. And Dave again. So, 13. Kalar, you feel Kalar asking you, what's happening? What's happening over there? And Kalar sees Ellie laying down in the clearing. Dave doesn't see shit for some reason.
Over where, bud? I don't know what you're talking about.
Kalar looks at you and then kind of points by extending a wing out towards where Ellie's laying on the ground before taking off towards Ellie.
Well, I'm gonna follow him. I'm not gonna let him run off. He's a baby. I don't care if I noticed
Ellie,
it or not. I'm following the dragon.
You're kind of semi-conscious at this point. You're pretty hurt. This poison's very debilitating to you. Grog, roll me a perception. Wow, it is not for you guys to yay. With that, Vigo finally notices something is amiss, and he runs over to you,
I'm
Ellie.
lucky on getting these low rolls for a reason. It doesn't want me in that fight.
I feel like you need to be in this fight.
But did the dice need that fight?
Vigo runs to you, Ellie, and immediately starts to administer whatever aid he can. He didn't bring his hammer. You all kind of came unarmed for this.
I follow him.
I have my bag with me. Did I ever get that longsword back from you?
I have no idea.
She still has that. He still has that.
Well, I still have another one in my bag. I'm going to give that to him.
But as he's trying to hold you still, you're fumbling around and reaching into your bag of holding, and you pass him along the hilt of a longsword, and he kind of grabs it. And he's like, I can't really just leave you here, lass. You're not looking so hot right now.
We'll worry about it later.
Given that, he kind of stands up, looking at you, and then sees that Kalar has finally made it here, and Nyx as well. And he's like, lass, would you help her? I need to go see what's happening.
I can try my best.
That being said, Vigo immediately takes off through the brush, meeting up with Lyrax. Kalar is going to try and run past both of you.
No, sir. Don't even think about it.
Roll me a d20. Roll me a d20 for you, and I'm going to roll one for Dave.
He finally took notice.
Grog, you are finally in it. What do you want to do, Grog? You've noticed that Ellie is laying there bleeding. She's kind of shivering as if she's freezing up. Dave, the archer, and Vixen have started
Can I see where the So she fell in a certain direction with the daggers in her back. Would I be able to tell that the person that did it is in that direction?
For this,
Typically.
I would say that you see where Vigo has run off to.
I was gonna say
Run
everyone's
through the brush
kind
with
of in the
Vigo.
same area. You'll see who they're
Okay.
fighting.
So I'm going to take a sip from my special little flask that I always carry with me. And then I'm going to charge the motherfucker and do a jumping swing.
Roll me a d20. 17. So as you take this swig out of your flask, you jump through this brush, your axe raised high. Upon seeing you, the three orc skeletons kind of open and form a little bit of space for you to actually get in to assist this fight. What you see is kind of hard to believe that two dwarves, three orc skeletons, and Dave, who's been firing shots off but not hitting, are being held back by one person wielding a short sword and casting magic. As you swing,
I really wish I had my other gun
roll a
right now.
damage or roll a d20 for me.
Yeah, we weren't really
As
supposed to
you
be fighting,
swing,
huh?
you're the first person who has made contact directly with it. As you do, you feel something immediately kick back against your axe. Almost like it's being repelled back through mystic means. And it jars you to the core.
Push harder.
Roll me a resistance. That'll be your D10, right? That's the black dice. You rolled a 10. You feel it push back against your axe, and it angers you. So you put all of your weight forward onto the haft of your axe. And you push, and you feel something give before immediately being replaced again by a stronger second push. Roll me another resistance. This time, you can't help it as it launches you back about 6 feet. And the orc skeletons, they notice this and try to close the gap that you've left. The dwarves are still swinging madly at this one individual. Roll me perceptions. Everybody who's in the fight right now.
Oh.
No, y'all, I needed it from y'all too, so. Grog, what you notice is that every time a strike is swung towards this individual, it looks like black lightning. Ethereal black lightning is reaching out and batting it away. Roll me another perception, everybody. Ooh! Ellie, from your vantage point
me.
on the ground, you feel this disgusting, filthy energy wash over you. You felt it before in your past, but you're not sure where. It wasn't the same type of energy that the genie had. This was foul, like the cold grasp of death, but not the same grasp of death that the necromancer had. This feels almost... What's the word I'm looking for? Abominable. It's not from this plane of existence.
I was gonna say abyssal, but okay.
There you go. That would have been a better word. With that, you hear this individual start speaking in a language that Everybody roll me. None of y'all speak Abyssal, do you? None of y'all speak Abyssal? Alright. You hear
Peaceful
him
was
say
17.
3 words, and immediately a crushing weight brings you to the ground. Everybody roll me a resistance.
I'm already on
again.
the ground.
Yeah, it doesn't really apply to you.
What about the dragon?
Kayla needs to roll, yeah.
And
So
Dave.
the difficulty was 8.
And Dave's-
Did...
Hmm.
And Lyrax. Holy shit, Lyrax. Okay. Lyrax is the only one who actually hears these words and does not get thrown to the ground. With a roar, he once again charges at this individual. His sword held high and swinging downward in a vicious arc. That's 14 and 9. Once again, as Lyrax's sword crashes down towards this individual, that black lightning almost seems to take form. It looks like nothing you've ever seen. It is foreign to everyone here. And what you do see is that this giant clawed hand grabs this sword, made completely of that black lightning, and shatters it.
Can I try something from
With
the
its
ground?
free hand, you see it straighten its fingers out and start to stab towards Lyrax. Oof. Lyrax is impaled and lifted from the ground by this black lightning creature before being slammed down. Lyrax does not move.
Can I?
As the individual who is being protected by this abysmal creature looks around and sees that as long as one of the leaders have died, he turns and steps through what looks like a portal filled with colors and undescribable shapes and walks away. Behind him, the portal closes, leaving the two, who's left? 1, 2, 3, 4, and Kalar. Leaving the remainder of the group here and the orc skeletons to kind of see to your wounded.
Can we
Dialogue
attempt to
this.
revive?
Yeah. Do I take notice
You're not
to
even.
Lyrax on?
Yes. You all saw what happened.
Yeah, I'm going straight to his aid.
So Nyx, roll me a perception as you approach. As you approach, you see that Lyrax doesn't seem to carry any wounds from this. You can see where the armor was burned. You can see where it tore through some places and burned others. You can see the slow, but somewhat steady, rise and fall of Lyrax's chest.
He's still alive. We're gonna need Ellie to be able to tell if there's something that they did magically to him.
Yeah, I need
I'm
to
gonna
use
have
my
to go over and help Ellie
divine
out.
sense.
Do I? Oh,
Can I see if I can stand myself?
you have
Yes, roll
daggers
me a
in your
d12.
back.
I don't care.
Standing is not the best idea right
Let me
now.
roll
I'm
you.
doing the same thing.
Let me. Oh, she has to roll because she has daggers literally in her back.
Given that you have... Alright, everybody roll me initiative, but you keep all the numbers that you just rolled. So 2, 4.
Ellie.
Alright, Ellie, what are you doing, hon?
Can't really do anything if I'm not able to get up because I rolled a 4.
Well, with that nat 20, you basically just cleared the need to get any... You don't need the 4 now. I'll let you get up. That'll be a free action, but what are you trying to do? You will have to roll for that. Because you kind of
I want to use
stand up
Divine
shakily
Sense
to your
to see
feet.
if his spirit is damaged. Because I feel like that was a spiritual attack if it didn't do any damage to his flesh.
Roll me a d20.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
As you peer into the etheric veil, as you've stumbled over there, holding your hand out, you close your eyes and you peer into the etheric veil. You hear claws tapping on stone, the patter of feet, heavy panting, and a vicious, visceral sounding growl. Can't give you no more than that, sorry.
Did he just fucking possess him? What the fuck?
Who had the next initiative? Or are you done with your turn?
Yeah.
Alright. Nix, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna deal with Ellie. So let's see if we know what the poison is that this fucker just put into her back, and also remove the daggers. You know, letting it just sit
Yeah.
there and sink in probably ain't the greatest idea.
Yes,
It's
but if you
been-
pull the daggers out, I'll bleed faster.
Yeah, but I can help with that. I can't help with the freaking poison though if it's sticking in your freaking back. What is the 22 from? What?
It's been 4 turns at 5 damage every 2 turns.
That
And the initial
that math
12
ain't
damage
math, and then
taken. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
12.
32.
You took an original 12 damage from the attack. From both daggers.
Yes, both daggers would be times 2, or 5 times 2 every 2 turns, is what you would say.
The 12 damage was done
oh,
because of the daggers.
okay. No, I got what you're just saying now.
Yeah. So
Saying
you are at
you got damaged
78 is
twice,
right, yeah.
and then yeah, okay.
This is the 5th turn since you have been poisoned.
I'm gonna roll to see if I know what the poison is, so if I can like cure. I don't know what the right word.
Insight.
Yeah. I don't have the insight.
So, given that you're a
First
druid,
of all,
you're
I'd
familiar
rather
with...
get the other guy to live.
The other guy, Lyrax, is not in imminent danger as far as everybody can see right now. Given that you're a druid, you're familiar with most forms of organic toxins that come from the local fauna.
This isn't organic though.
But this one isn't something that you are familiar with.
Probably wasn't.
However,
a plane of existence.
there are a few things you can do to counteract it.
Sorry, I'm kind of. I guess we should start with first of all pulling the damn daggers out and healing this bitch's back shut.
roll me a dexterity on your d12.
Oh, for fuck's sake. The
So
dice
the
are not
first
with me.
dagger, your nerves are kind of jumpy, and you do just a little bit more discomfort by pulling it out slowly than you would have if you had a firmer grip on it. But you've removed the first knife. Go ahead and roll it again for me. The second knife, as you grab it, you grab a firm grip. And as you pull, Ellie, you kind of jump as it pulls across some nerves and things. And it does, roll me a d6.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
It does 1 point of damage to you just from the removal. Roll me a perception, grog. Looking at the daggers, Grog, you can tell what this poison is. As a matter of fact, it's a poison you've used before. It is a poison that you have used on your axe to inflict a more or less psychic damage to a target.
The fuck does that
Okay. Any other details there?
Not that I can give you.
Okay.
I'm gonna heal the hole
But-
shut.
You could transfer the information that you know to Nyx.
Grog knows this. Grog used this before. I put it on my axe, and when I hit things, it makes the brain hurt.
Okay.
That's what you're getting.
Not sure.
Hey, don't think that I have anything on with the way you play.
So this is a
It's
neurotoxin.
just- more or less.
Sounds like it.
Grog just wants to smash more things.
I was kind of hoping Grog would have been the one that got that lucky shot through, but it's okay, Grog.
I almost did.
You almost did. I wish if you'd have made it past that second resist, that would have been good.
I was tempted to try and do this thing.
Oh, if you had announced it, you could have.
I was tempted to, but I didn't want to waste it.
We have 3 of them.
Yeah, nobody's used any. Well,
Yeah,
we've
but are
used
those
one.
like per person or the whole table? Because if it's the whole table, I don't really want to use one.
It's
You
the whole
get 3
table
per
for each session.
Oh, each session.
Yeah.
I could then.
We
Why
can
not?
retcon this if y'all are willing
Why
to
not?
retcon this. Go ahead and make that narrative declaration. Everybody roll your purple dice.
Purple?
I think it's purple.
The
7, 4,
D8.
1. Oh, it's the 4-sided dice. I'm sorry, I'm
That's-
dumb.
That's why I was...
4-sided dice. And you won it. Congratulations. So, the fight is still going on. Grog, you have felt the second wave of energy try to push you back. Tell me how the story goes.
Now, I do have one question. How badly can I injure this halfling?
It's not so much, well, you can't kill it. We'll say that. You
Okay.
cannot kill it.
I was fine with the way this was going already, though.
This won't necessarily kill him, but I will get a trophy regardless. I'm
What's
going
gonna
to
happen
swing
is-
down after pushing through and hit his sword arm and go halfway through his shoulder, causing him to drop his weapon. And as I do, I'm going to reach around with my left hand as I'm holding my axe in place. And I'm just going to rip off this halfling's ear and I'm going to put it in my pocket.
All right. Now, here are the consequences of the things that just happened here.
I love consequences. Sometimes they can be good.
As this occurs, you have struck a blow to this halfling creature. And as he lets out a scream of pain, that black lightning beast that I described before grabs your arm, holding you up. And it seems to grow to almost 9 feet, 10 feet tall. And it's holding you up. As it begins to draw back its left hand, it's striking you with multiple blows to your body, but they don't really seem to be doing so much damage to you as just really bloodying you up a little bit. Before it finally draws back its arm, and that lightning starts to sharpen up, it impales you, leaving you held up in the air for a minute before slamming your body into the ground. As the creature picks up its halfling and walks through this ethereal door, shutting it behind you, we are now back to this point where everybody is healing each other, except instead of Lyrax being on the ground now, it is you. That being said, we are back to you, Nyx. You are still trying to heal. Everything that happened with Lyrax is now the same, but has happened for Grog.
I need to step away for a moment, get a little bit more food.
You're right. Nyx.
And I might end up having to come back on desktop so I can keep some charge to my controller. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Nyx, as you're patching up Ellie, you have a few spells that come to mind. And since that Grog is the one that told you about the neurotoxin, you basically got his role and you know how it works and how to counteract it. You have a few spells that come to mind. You got Lesser, Greater, or Cure Ailment. Which one do you want to use?
I don't know what either of those are.
Cure ailments
Lesser-
would be better.
Yeah, Cure Ailment is what I would use for
Mm,
the poison. Roll me a d20. Oh, fuck yeah, baby. So, as you clap your hands together and you place them on Ellie's back, you feel the weight of the entire force of nature at your call. Faintly in the back of your mind, you feel Kalar, kind of drunkenly, just almost supercharging this spell. Beside you, flowers, entire rows of trees are sprouting from the ground as you push all of this mana into this healing. Given that has giving all that you have into it, roll me a d20, Ellie. What is 78 plus 13? I'm dumb. Somebody do math.
77.
77 plus 13 because she
70.
had lost 1 extra health earlier.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
77 plus 13 is...
90.
Yeah.
90. That being said, as you feel this occur, your health heals. The wounds on your back, neck closed, and you are able to stand up. Lyrax
Wait, did he leave his
and
weapon?
he did leave his weapon.
I'm yoinking that bitch.
Roll me a
She
perception.
can keep his daggers. Me?
He only dropped
Yes,
one weapon.
you roll me a perception. Yeah, but you pulled the daggers out of her back.
Oh.
You can keep those.
I'm not with it right now.
You're okay. We're almost wrapped up for the night. And then we are gonna go chill. With that being said, Ellie, you look at this sword and you look at the craftsmanship of it as you approach, and you are amazed. It is ornate. It's solid black steel, or what looks to be steel. The hilt has a blood red ruby in the pommel of it, and it kind of seems like light is fluctuating in and out of it. Across the blade are runes that you can't decipher. What do you want to do?
I'm taking it.
Roll me a resistance. Low level, but gotta beat a 3. Oh, cool.
Okay.
Ellie, you walk over and you grab this sword, and you feel just a twinge of something. As you're admiring it, you watch the runes along the blade kind of flare up for just a half a second before extinguishing. And are you
Can I use
going
appraisal?
to... Yeah, you can use appraisal.
Fuck!
Hold on. Do you look at it?
I have no idea what this is. Great.
Yeah, pretty much. You're like, damn, it's just a nice looking sword. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Are you gonna wear it? You gonna carry it on your hip or on your back? Or are you gonna put it in the bag of holding?
I don't trust it, so I'm gonna carry it.
On your hip, on your back.
Well, I don't have a scabbard for it, or sheath, so I'm just gonna hold it.
Ah, you're just gonna hold it. Okay. Nyx, with everything that's been going on, your plan of action is to do what? Kayla? Oh, wait. Kayla has to do something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
After you finish and you see that this entire valley has just been turned into a lush, almost jungle paradise through the casting of your spell, the flowers are beautiful. Even the temperature has changed just because of the amount of magic that you poured forth. Kalar faintly touches your mind and tells you, I'm tired. I want to go home.
I know, Bug. We just have one more wounded to try and help.
So you're going to approach Grog?
Yeah. Not sure what I can do without knowing exactly what's wrong with him, though. I don't really have any detect magic spells. Not that I know of, at least.
Can I try and use it again?
Yes. I will allow.
Now that
As
I'm
long as you're
healed.
not spamming everything, like if every turn you want to be like, hey, we fought a little bit. I want to try to see what's going on. You can do that. You're good to do that. Not most people will allow that.
But
Some
before I
people
do
that
that,
are
can
like,
actually, no, I'm not gonna hand this to the dwarf in case he gets fucked over. The sword.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't suggest that.
Damn.
Have one of these fuckers turn around and
Okay.
stab us.
7.
no, that doesn't count because I was counting 7 in my head. That doesn't, roll again. Oh, okay. Well, that's not fair.
Should have
So as
taken
you,
7.
I should have, but I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he rolled. I was on 6, and he rolled 7 as I said 7, and I was like, no, that's bullshit. I'm not gonna have anything to do with that. You reach into the etheric veil and push your mind out towards Grog, and what you feel, damp fur. You hear panting, the sound of claws on stone running past. You see the night. You see the clouds. You see movement in shadows.
We all know
You
it.
see you hear the sound of gnashing teeth and visceral growling. The whole ordeal leaves you with the feeling of lethargy,
Define that word.
Lythran.
like a tired fatigue.
Lythran.
I was just trying to see what was wrong with him.
I know what it is. I can't think of the word. My
You
brain wants to
feel
say
it is a
Lythran coat, but
curse.
that's not the right word. It's
Wait, so
similar to like with
we don't
werewolf
have
and
a paladin.
vampires. When someone gets bit from them, they turn. These are a little different but fairly similar, and it is very hard, if not almost impossible, to cure. Don't ask why I know this.
Now that makes sense from what Proto said the first
That's
time we ran this through and it hit the dwarf. As long as one of them are dead, but he was still alive.
I was say they're not dead, but they're not alive either.
They will be, basically.
Not necessarily. It's
Consider this a difficulty tweak.
yeah. It's difficult to handle, but it's if we could just have some better rolls, it would be a little less difficult. I'm right though,
You
right?
are
It's what
on
I'm
the-
referring to.
Lycanthropy.
That yeah, I couldn't think. I knew it was. I knew what the
What?
word was, but I couldn't think of it exactly. Lycanthropy. It's
Explain.
like I said, like with
Yeah, you did
werewolves
roll in at 20.
and vampires. When someone is bit or scratched or whatever by them, they're turned into some sort of monster, basically. Lycanthropy is a little more difficult than vampires and werewolves to fix, though. I'm pretty sure.
And this
And now we
guy
have to
was
solve this problem.
Yeah.
pretty fucking powerful. Like, if he hadn't used the narrative declaration, nobody was gonna get a hit off on this. I will tell you that the funniest thing I ever thought of was if Lyrax had been the one who got turned, he would be like, everyone stand back, and then it's a corgi werewolf, and I thought that shit was fucking hilarious.
Oh, well, according to Google, lycanthropy and werewolves are the same thing. I thought they were different monsters, like the lycanthropy, you turn into some... I can't think of what the word is for the one that I was thinking of. It's more of like a lizard thing that I'm thinking of. Either
Ooh,
way.
yeah, this is just gonna be...
Werewolf. So this isn't actually as bad as I thought this was. Still not an easy thing to fix, but not impossible.
Do we have any silver?
No. We do, but no. We're not killing him.
None of you say anything. When he gets back, I'm gonna ask him to describe what his character is wearing,
Mm.
and ask him if he's wearing any rings or jewelry.
Oh. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Stop. Stop. Bandit. Stop. You are not dying. You're not dying. You're not. You're about to get thrown out.
Uh-oh.
I moved.
I think he was having a stroke.
Has Kalar taken notice to this? I'm gonna hit you.
Oh, no.
Stop.
Ooh.
Given that Kalar is going to be your familiar, I will continue talking for him, excuse me. Would you like to make Kalar's rolls? Because
I can, yeah.
he's
I was
definitely...
He has like a little bit of a mind link to just about everyone, so I'd assume that he kind of took notice to that even before we did. Oh.
I am back. I have
What do you
pecans.
want me to do with that?
They're delicious.
You know what else you got? Is your character wearing any jewelry right now?
No.
No rings?
Oh, fuck.
Do you have any
No.
precious metal?
Shouldn't.
Wait, what are your weapons made
Why?
out of? Like your axe.
Probably iron, bone, wood. Something to that effect.
Mm. Fuck.
Roll me a d12. We're going to see if you can bring back consciousness. Roll me... You guys roll me something to try to wake up Grog.
Just splash water on him.
D12.
Which die?
D12s.
There we go.
Ellie, from the grave you have arisen, and the stream that's running through this valley, you go and you scoop up a bucket. You kind of rip the top off of one of the casks that y'all were drinking out of earlier, and you dump the alcohol out before grabbing a bucket full of this cold mountain stream water and dumping it on Grog. Grog, roll me a d12. You are now awake. And a little upsetty.
Grog smells spilled ale. Who did it?
Beautiful, Grog. Beautiful.
Can I attempt to chuck the top of the barrel away without him
Yes.
noticing?
Oh, wait. Sleight of hand, d20. d20. Roll for perception, d20.
Oh.
Fuck!
So...
You! Grog will have words with you later.
Go ahead and bring Grog up to speed with what you found out about Grog.
What happened to Grog?
You're a werewolf now. Yay!
Grog, what now?
When full moon, when moon big and round, you become wolf. Bark.
Grog always knew strong.
Sorry, I had
Grog, roll me
had a
an
mansplain.
intelligence check on your. Oh, Grog. So, from what you understand, what they've told you is that every full moon, you'll just be stronger than you were before. You don't truly understand what lycanthropy is. You've heard of these werewolves, but you've also heard of windwolf and wolf, and to you, it all just kind of runs together. So you're more or less
Oh my
just not
God.
really there for it. You're like, you're just kind of rolling with it.
That
You're like,
leads
hell
me to
yeah.
have several in-game questions. How close are we to the next full moon?
Oh
That's
fuck.
for me to know, and only you to find out. And
Okay.
They
Okay,
won't
I'm
find
getting
out.
silver bullets.
Don't eat us. I'm gonna throw a dragon
No,
at
How
your
will they
they're
not
face.
find out?
that's all in the dice, and for you, I will tell you in Discord. I will DM it to you.
Bandits.
And this is the difficulty tweak, ladies, gentlemen. This was supposed to be Lyrax, by the way, because I had this whole thing where he's like, "I don't feel good, Vigo," and he starts howling at the moon before he shapeshifts into like a corgi werewolf just because he's a dwarf, and I thought that shit would be the greatest thing ever. But it's even more funny now that it's a party member.
You just made this like 100 times worse for the entire
You made
party,
the worst
including
possible
yourself.
choice for a character to become a were creature.
You did this. What do you
'Cause
mean?
that's
He didn't make
typically
this
what I
decision. This was
run.
all you.
I
This was
typically run
you.
blood hunters with lycanthropy curses. I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Excellent. That's exactly what I want to hear.
I'm leaving him to the wolves. We're gonna chain him up out in the middle of the
He is
woods.
Wolves,
wolf.
Grog's brothers now.
I'm chaining him up in the middle of the woods.
Grog,
He's on
take
his own.
charge.
I hope they
Is
eat
there
him.
a way that we can have it controlled so he doesn't go on a rampage?
Hey, that's up to
Technically, yes.
y'all.
That's the whole idea behind lycanthropy inflicted blood hunters. So yes.
Okay.
I'm chaining him up in the middle of the woods and leaving him there. Fuck this shit.
With that
So this
being
isn't gonna be a
said,
danger to us, or no?
I don't know. It might be. With that being said, roll me a perception check. Nixie and Ellie. Grog, you just woke up. You're not really looking around yet.
Why people look so worried about Grog?
Why do I keep drifting?
Nix, you see on the ground, and you had noticed before that halfling was carrying a bow, but on the ground, just kind of scattered here and there, were a few arrows. As you inspect those arrows, it strikes something in your memory.
Can I pull the arrow out of my bag?
Fuck.
Yes, you can.
I fucking knew it.
I know where this is going.
Grog have question for Tiny One.
Is it the same arrow?
Okay.
Grog wants to know why you look
Roll
so concerned
perception
about
for those
Grog.
two.
I
It's
feel
a
like calling
Grog.
her tiny one when I'm this short.
It's okay, Grog. We'll figure it out.
Grog not
So-
understand. Explain to Grog later.
I will. I'll do my
Ellie?
best.
You grab the arrow out of the bag of holding. You've been kind of carrying it around just in case. And you compare it to the arrow that Nyx is holding. And it is a dead-on match. It's kind of got that same quality of almost a dwarven arrow.
I got a question, but I guess this is technically going to be like an insight or history check is probably what it'll be. I want to know
Roll me a
compared because Vigo was the one who got shot, right? during the little fight
Yes.
that happened. How close was I standing to him when that happened? Do you want me to roll for that?
You were right beside him.
Okay. Just wondering.
Now I'm curious. The DM does not like to be puzzled. Why were you wondering? You don't have to tell me. Actually, don't tell me. Don't tell me. You keep that to yourself. I want to see how y'all work this out. As you compare those two arrows, you notice it's that almost dwarven make. It doesn't match either Vassaluna's or Vassasol's craftsmanship. Which is to say, it's kind of subpar. And you, from what you've seen from both of the way they work their armor and their weapons, and your weapons at the moment, there is no way in hell either one of these dwarf factions would ever commit an arrow like this to the battlefield. What do you want to do with this information now that you have it?
I really want to know. But have... Oh. Stop wasting those, goddamn you.
That could have been so helpful.
No shit.
A lot of
Atlas.
them actually would have been helpful.
I'll keep this stuff in mind.
That being said,
Can I show the two dwarves that these are the same arrows, and that this is what caused their fight in the first place in the desert a few days ago?
yes, as a matter of fact, yes, do that. Do that. Vigo sees you approach, and Lyrax is kind of discussing in hushed tones about what they've just witnessed with Vigo as you approach. How can I help you, lass? I saw you take a pretty nasty hit on your way out. Wouldn't think you to be one to run, but I now see that you are actually going to get others.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's my health at the moment?
You are still at full health. You
I
got bloodied
didn't
up
take
pretty
anything
good.
from the thing?
He
Nope.
didn't technically physically damage you, he just cursed you. It wasn't something
Oh.
physical that touched you.
Well, if he said bloodied up, then that would imply that I,
Yes, but
had
the
blood
physical
leaking from
figure
various
here,
places.
this thing did not touch you. It was something within him that did.
Oh.
A demon of sorts.
Neat.
Ooh, somebody knows their stuff.
I was just paying attention to how you were describing what was going on. I also somewhat have an idea of what that's about. Because something tells me he wasn't necessarily aiming for Vigo. That just happened to be.
They were aiming
too
for
much
one of them.
attention.
That just
Either one.
happens to
Paying
be.
too much attention.
That just happened to be a positive mishap. For him, at least.
Am I allowed to infer that the person, whatever the fuck he was trying to kill at least one of them?
He wasn't
To
aiming
these
for
two?
either of them at all.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
Secondary
Because that
motive.
first arrow during that fight hit directly on one of the leaders.
What I'm saying is he wasn't
hit a
aiming for
pauldron.
Vigo.
Somebody's been paying too much attention. And I didn't even let this slip. But yes, this will count as an insight, so go ahead and roll for it.
Which would be
D20s. Ooh,
Can I roll for that as well?
you can.
Yeah, you wasted all your high rolls.
Not that
to
it
give.
mattered.
I rolled a 19 though. I know who he was
Nix,
aiming for.
My box now.
You understand on a deeper level that this attack was not dedicated towards either of the leaders of those factions. It was just a secondary motive that one of them should die, if possible.
I'm well aware. I know exactly who he was aiming for. The second you pulled that character out, I knew who he was aiming for.
Buddy. Somebody is paying attention. That being said, as you show Vigo and Lyrax these arrows, you hand each of them an arrow, and they both immediately start talking in like workplace
Atlas.
jargon, talking about the quality, talking about the craftsmanship, how the fletchings are offset, the weight's wrong for these arrows. And they ask you, almost in unison, like simultaneously ask you, what does it mean to you? What are these arrows? Where did you find them?
one of these arrows is from this fight here. The other arrow was from the fight a few days ago that hit you on the chest.
Vigo kind of looks at Lyrax, and you kind of see like a look shared between them before Vigo says, "So you didn't have one of your archers try a plucky shot on me?"
Oh no.
And Lyrax kind of shakes his head. That's not how we operate. It's more or less, I'd rather hit
I'll
in
be
the
right
face
back.
with the sword.
I
And
approach.
Vigo kind of chuckles it off and says, and I would have rather hit you in the chest with my hammer, but the whole thing started because I was hit with this arrow.
Can I approach and say something to them?
You can.
Good. I'll walk up and I'm not gonna really give much of an explanation to this, but I'm just gonna be like, yeah, sorry. It seems that my presence here has been putting y'all at danger.
Vigo and Lyrax both turn to look at you. And at first, they're kind of just standing there, contemplating what you said. And they both kind of just do this immediate flush of anger. But not towards you, more towards that somebody would dare intrude upon their territories and attack a guest here. Lass, what do you mean by that? Let alone that you put us in any danger. And they both kind of share a laugh before Lyrax says, "There's nothing in these mountains that we fear."
It seems that my past is approaching once again.
Vigo kind of shakes his head and says, "Look, they call it past for a reason.
It's about to become
It's
a present
past."
problem there.
Lass, you're more than welcome to stay in our keep.
Trust
There'd
me,
be no reason for you to be out and about.
you don't want them coming here. They find that one of
He
their
kind of
assassins failed the way they did, especially against the people that we had. They'll be sending more.
Lass, he kind of looks at you pleadingly. Lass, this need not be something you take on your own. You're more than welcome here among us. There's strength here. Oop.
I don't deny y'all's strength, but I also don't find any reason to bring another war to your feet when we just ended one as it is.
He kind of snorts before Lyric says, "Another war?" Lass, I understand that it's a rough world out here, and these things happen sometimes, but only dwarves are foolish enough to attack dwarves. There's a whole reason they haven't brought these mountains down, is because the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
They'll kill as needed if it comes to
God.
it. They only want me. Probably dead or alive, depending.
Can we
Is there
rewind real quick? Please.
It's just dialogue. I'm just talking to them.
But I died.
So, from what you've missed, Nick has been speaking to Lyrax and Vigo and telling them they know where she knows where the arrow came from, and it wasn't even aimed at Vigo. It was aimed at Nyx. And they're
God, they're crappy
currently
archer.
I was
currently
standing right
trying to
next Vigo.
convince her. Also, those were those shitty rolls that I was making.
Yeah, I figured as much. I remember those random rolls that you were spinning throughout that entire session.
But as this goes on, they're pleading with her more or less to stay,
Atlas.
to because they are wanting to try and protect the group of people who just stopped a war from being another centuries-long blood feud.
Okay, continue your talk.
Lass, I know. What could we? Is there nothing we could say to keep you here?
I don't want to cause any more slaughter. That's selfish to stay from just myself.
It's not selfish if we offer it, lass.
It is. Because y'all would lose a lot of people in the mix of it. They'll kill whoever's needed to get to me.
You see Vigo and Lyrax both kind of just slump their shoulders. And Dave kind of witnessing this more or less keeps his peace to himself. But Vigo speaks up again. Lass, where would you go? Just in case. Are you going back to your hometown, or are you going to
Sadly enough,
strike
there
out in a new direction?
isn't a way to avoid these people. I'm more than
Well,
likely going to
unfortunately, I
have
still need to get my
to
weapons back.
confront them head on.
Lyrax and Vigo look at each other before both of them take off a lanyard from around their belt. And when screwed together, there's two pieces of some sort of horn that screw together, one plated in gold and the other in silver. They hand it to you before Vigos begins saying, "Listen, lass, if ever you need, you blow this horn, and I'll send my best rangers out to you. Now, we're not instant, and, well, quite frankly, we're fucking short, so we're not much on running either. But you blow this horn, and we'll be there for you. Roll. No, you don't have to roll for this. Coming down the mountainside, you hear somebody swearing a blue streak.
I know a way to make the doors faster.
It's the most...
Sorry. Atlas!
You hold that thought, because I didn't quite hear it. Ellie, you look up and you notice somebody carrying a decent-sized bag, swearing as they're trying to navigate their way down to the bottom of the ravine. As they set the bag down, they kind of take a minute to look at the fucking trees and the flowers and everything that's sprouted up.
What'd I miss?
Look at the OSHA skeletons. Look at Vigo and Lyrax. Look at Grog. Look at Kalar again. They take in the whole
Can I just
surrounding
smile and wave?
Yeah.
Smile.
They can...
God damn it.
I won't look too
Smile and
kindly
wave,
to
boys.
strangers
Smile and
approaching.
wave.
You recognize this dwarf, Ellie, as Nutchorse.
Of course,
they're kind
now
of
he shows
pissed.
up.
Because all the fucking... You hear under his breath, he's going, all the fucking clearing work I've done, all the cutting of the trees and the moving of the rocks and the wearing of the paths, and all of a sudden the fucking topography starts to change. I can't handle this. Every time I come out of my fucking cave, there's some shit.
It's nature.
Upon seeing you, Ellie,
Taunted.
he's like, knife here, come here.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of grabs you by your sleeve and just starts pulling you over to like a nice set flat rock. And he just kind of sets this ornate box. It's like a nice red wood, and he opens it up. And he's talking to you, and he's like, listen, so I know you wanted this to be your thing, right? And it kind of still is your thing. And he's picking up individual pieces. And he's like, these are your new thread barrels. They've got a rifling in it, so it's not smooth bore. It'll help with your accuracy a bit. It's still a 6-shot. It's still a revolver rifle. And he's going over some of the 4-shot, excuse me. He's like going over some of the little details, and you see him slide something across the top, and it's a blue glass set of scopes, kind of telescoping, where you can slide one out and slide a new one in, and it changes the magnification. As he's describing all of this to you, you see new runes are etched into the side of your revolver rifle. He's like, don't worry too much about it. Just when you grab the rifle, do your breathing, your proper discipline for using this weapon, and channel just a little bit of yourself into it. Every time you pull the trigger, just kind of fill those runes up with the magic that you know. And as he finally finishes putting it back together, you see it's got, of course, your original handiwork in it. How you built it is still there, but now it's got a touch of dwarven craftsmanship in the runes, in the filigree that goes up and around the barrel, all the way down. And he says, now that's your standard. That's the first one that you wanted stuff done to. Blah. He says something in Dwarvish that sounds like Bil Yahid. Yes.
Can I roll to see if I can notice that they left?
We have
Who left?
Grog has a funny when it comes to guns.
Left? What
I
are you talking
misunderstood
about?
what's happening.
We
See
didn't.
where they went.
They're still nearby.
Where's leave?
They're just next.
Oh, yeah,
They're
it
just
is.
on a
Oh,
rock.
I thought you wandered off because you're just like, oh, pulled away. I'm like, oh, okay.
No,
No, they're just kind of on a flat rock right now that is in the same clearing you're in, but Nutchoris needed a flat place to work. As they reach into the bag again,
Atlas.
before handing you the box and your revolver rifle, they pull out something that is completely foreign to you. Very foreign. It is similar to your original secondary that you were carrying, but this barrel is heavy. And he starts just telling you about, basically jargon about the specs and the pitch of each groove inside the barrel. And honestly, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. But he's like, and this one lasts, you'll never have to change another barrel. All you have to do is he reaches up to the edge of this barrel and he rotates a rune that's in line with the top of the barrel. He says, this will give you fire, wild magic, just your regular round, and water. It's not, I know you left me be with your equipment, but I felt like you didn't need to keep changing the barrel if you could just rotate it. It'll be a little bit easier on you in the long run. Now,
Where's my
before
holy
I
one?
give you this one, your holy one, he can. It is there. So it's 5 rotations. It's 5. It's a hexagon. No,
Ah.
what is it? It's a
Yeah.
pentagon. It's pentagon shaped. So you got
Okay.
holy. It is. You have holy there. As he reaches into the bag, one more time, he pulls out a long, long stick. Very thin, very narrow. And he's like, go ahead and pick it up. It's got a bottle brush on one end.
Okay.
Reach for the weapon.
What do you mean?
Reach for the weapon.
Why?
Not suggested.
Just do it.
Not suggested.
Okay, then I'm gonna reach for the weapon.
Roll me a dexterity. No, evasion. As you reach for it, you hear the whistling through the wind as that bottle brush smacks your fingers. You listen, lass. Reach for the weapon.
He's telling you to do it again.
What the
Listen,
fuck?
lass.
I got 2 1s.
See what this is here?
Mm-hmm.
What's it for?
Sharky.
Cleaning my barrels. What?
And this is why you keep getting shitty rolls.
Roll for the evade. Reach for the weapon again.
Why would I do that?
He's trying to prove something or teach you something about it.
As you wrap your hands around the stock of the weapon to pick it up and dodge the incoming bottle brush, you see a flare of golden light pulse outward and stop the bottle brush. Not completely, but it did enough to slow it down and kind of change the trajectory of it. It's got a shield in it, lass. But when you're using that heavy weapon, you'll need as little distractions as you can get. Now, it's not perfect, and it won't stop, say, another artificer. But it'll help redirect an arrow every now and then for while you're trying to line up one of those good shots. And this, you don't get to evade this one, as he whops you between your eyes with this cleaning rod, is to clean it. He throws you a leather skin, which you catch. He's like, and that's to oil it. Don't you come back to Vasa Soul and let me find out that you ain't been properly caring for your weapons. I'll roundhouse kick you in the chest. I'm not yours. I'll do it.
And if I
He
don't
hands
clean
you-
them, I will let you do it.
Can I approach him?
He looks at you for a moment and he says, I wouldn't advise that before letting go and letting you take all this care.
Bug.
What do I owe him?
Are you asking him that?
Yeah.
He kind of just huffs and turns and starts walking away. You don't owe me shite, lass. Just, you better fucking take care of it. God help you if they blow the horn, and I'm the one that comes.
Well, thank you.
You kind of hear him say something to the like under his breath of fucking crafty life here. Stepping into our turf. It was a decent weapon, though. And he fades off fades off up into the brush, leading back up to the entrance to Vasa Soul. That being said, Nyx, Vigo,
Did he give me any holsters for them?
they came with like ways to carry them. So I will leave that up to you. It would be
the secondary would just have laying flat in a holster across or behind my back on my waist. Jesus.
Yeah, I'll leave that.
My
I will
rifle
leave to you.
is over the shoulder.
Yeah, see, I like that. I'll draw your
And
character.
my sword
eventually.
is on my left hip.
I need to draw Nixie, I need to draw Dave, I need to draw you, and I need to draw...
Which I
Grog.
was going to get some armor. But we're leaving, I guess.
Yeah, you'll be probably going somewhere good. You'll probably make it there
Hollowrock?
tonight, if I'm honest, if you decide to go there. Can't force you in anywhere.
Are we playing?
Or y'all calling it? You want to call it?
No, I don't care.
I'm down to continue.
I'm looking at Floof for this.
I already said I
I
don't
think
care.
she's kind of tired.
And then I
Are
guess
you
we'll
okay?
continue. Because I need to stay awake anyways, because my new job is if I get it, is going to be a night shift.
Vigo looks at Nyx and kind of whistles. A long, low whistle. And from an unknown area come 3 warhorses, fully stocked and ready to travel.
What happened to the rest of our...
Let them keep them.
Well, you
We'll
can.
need the dwarves to be able to be fast enough to come and help us later.
Okay, fine.
Grog doesn't need a horse. Grog will just run.
Lyrax looks at both, or all 3 of you once again.
Where's the
He's
Lorax?
like, Lyrax, not Lorax.
Yeah, but where's the Lorax? Where is he?
He is staying in Vasa Sol right now, but more than likely will meet you wherever you decide to go.
Okay.
As it goes, y'all all mount up on your horses. And you bid farewell to the Vasa mountain ranges, and y'all head down the slopes, pulling towards exterior levels, and out back into the desert before you hit a steady gallop. Where would you like to go? Actually, we do need to call it tonight. I apologize
I do have a
for that.
question.
Yes.
So what I've noticed is most of the in between characters RP done elsewhere, or is that done at the table?
It's mostly done at the table.
Because
Every
I
now and
noticed
then.
that
Oh, go ahead.
as it went on, and there got to be less and less. I'm just wondering if you typically do that also in Discord or whatever, or is it somewhere else?
If you would like to do it in the Discord, I would encourage it. Every now and then, like when they first got to Opolis, I dropped massive lore dumps for it, just talking about the city itself. You know, the crowning jewel of, I think it was the Hatterack Desert. I'll drop lore about certain individuals or clues to riddles that you have found at the table that nobody's figured out. I'll drop clues for that.
Okay.
But for the most part, like if you do like more dialogue in Discord, just remind me every now and then to check through it so I know what's happening as well.
For me, mostly it would just be character bonding.
Very good,
Side
very
stuff
good.
that doesn't really have bearing on the story at the table.
Ah,
I mean, I'm not opposed to y'all doing things that would increase your chances, or like we've got it set now to where Ellie does her rifle ammunition crafting at night, or if there's like a long distance
when we're
between two
resting.
things. Yeah, when they're resting, we'll just refill stocks and replenish.
I
Overall,
wasn't
it's
able to acquire knowledge on dwarven runes. I wanted to do that.
I can tell you that you will be back to Vasa Sol and Vasa Loon. I thought that was a 22 you rolled. I was like, how the fuck? It was a 2 and a 12. that being said, everybody, the OSHA boys are staying at Vasa Sol. This is where they will be until further notice.
Aw.
Kalar has also
Okay.
pretty much figured out that they can do short jump flying. More like a fall with a little bit of hang time, longer than the average hang time. So that is happening. And with that, we are going to call it for the night. I know that y'all wanted to play more. We may do more tomorrow if anybody is up for it. If everybody is up for it, honestly, now that we have 3 again, it's been pretty entertaining.
What day is tomorrow? Is tomorrow Sunday?
Yes.
That would actually work out perfectly because my other campaign, our DM got super busy with holiday related shit and we'll be able to do it tomorrow.
Understandable.
Monday
Alright,
night is
everybody.
and Wednesday nights are probably a no-go for me.
Hey, that's all good. Next Friday, I get to go
Raid times
do
on WoW, so
Rakugan with my campaign for a little bit. My Paladin Kobold hasn't been played in so long, and it's made me sad.